pictures,
Here he is, look! Looks good on the truck.
Yeah, spent most of his life on a recovery truck.
But we lost my son. It's saying it's back that way.
No, see, this dot is saying. Oh my god, I've never seen so many MX5s, look.
It's MX5 Central.
Morning, Ivy.
First issue we've run into is this disconnecting when you rev it, so there's like an electrical noise or something coming from the ignition system, so I've got to check all the plugs and leads to see if we can find what's causing that.
But yeah, I mean, AFRs are good. The timing is now maxed out. I can't get any more out of it through timing. I can't get any more out of it through fueling. So we're at the maximum the engine, is going to produce as it mechanically is in terms of power. I've got to do the mid-range and just smooth it out and stuff like that. But otherwise, yeah, it's okay. It's alright. It's perfectly safe. It's not rattling or anything like that. So it's been, alright. Jobs are good, isn't it? Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. what would I say otherwise? Yeah, as I say, yeah, normally your engine is falling away in VE. So normally you'd expect the VE to match the torque curve, so you'll see that in a second, it will drop down. The fact that we're peaking airflow at 2000 RPM and then it drops away, I mean, we go from 80%, 88% cylinder filling down to about 85%. So it's not a massive change, to be fair, 3%, but you'd usually expect a lot more airflow as you get to sort of 6,000, 5,500 RPM.
Yeah.
So there is a flow restriction at higher speeds, usually points to an exhaust restriction or an intake restriction. But I don't think it's the intake, because they're just flaps and pipes, so it's unlikely to be the intake. But yeah, otherwise it's all right. This waviness is because we're on quite a high resolution here, okay, so we're only going 0 to 160 foot-pounds. So although it looks like it's quite severe, it's actually like 10 foot-pounds. So if you had it on 300 horsepower, you wouldn't even see this. At the top end it's fine, but as you see the torque does drop away, so that's where I'm talking about that flow restriction. So if you can sort that out, get your flow through your engine higher, keep this torque curve flat, the power will continue to rise here, and you get 160, 170, something like that on that engine. That's good power for one of those engines on throttle bodies. They're quite well designed from the factory. We tried 80 powers on these and we got about 153, and that's 2 grand set throttle bodies. So it's nice and flat and steady with 135 foot-pound of torque for most of the run. Here, it just starts to tail away, and that's your problem.
Yeah, it's about 5.5 is where it's starting to go off.
Yeah,
just under 5.3. Yeah.
It's flow. As I say, the throttle bodies you can't really get wrong. They're just flaps and pipes, right? So what length are your trumpets? Long or
they're fairly, they probably come to about there.
Okay, so the longer the trump is, the more torque you have at the bottom end. As you get to higher RPMs, you get that laminar flow effect, which actually shrinks the hole. That's how it works. So if you look at like a rally car, like quite a long trim, if you want torque to go down, you get away with actually shorter trumpets. That would move the torque curve up the rev range.
Yeah, because they do like all different screw-on ones, because they just screw on to the end.
Yeah, so if you have slightly short ones, that would optimise the torque at the top end. You can lose some torque at the bottom end. So you kind of just basically move it around.
Move it around, yeah.
But certainly, I mean, what's your exhaust? You make your manifold yourself, did you?
No, it's a Piper exhaust system.
Okay, yeah, it should be quite good then. Is it a 4 to 2 to 1?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, that's optimised to bottom end torque as well. Whereas a 4 to 1 is optimised to top end torque. You need to get a road test around and see how it drives, because you can't drive a Dyno. So you just spin around the block.
Drop her down, my son. Shot. 147 horsepower. What's going on? I'm actually happy with that. It's although it came out of the factory with that, they claim it make that. Matt did say like these engines vary so much with how much they make. Plus that engine is 20 years old with like, I think it had 80 something thousand miles on it. It made, I think it was 135 foot-pounds of torque. So we've gained a bit of torque. Genuine 147 horsepower, which after driving it out the road, it feels like a quick car. It's such a light car that is enough to definitely have some fun in. So I'd said I would have been happy with, I was going to be happy with 150. Matt, the chap who was tuning it, said before we started that he thought that would be about where it would be at. If you do the old Google search on, you know, that engine with throttle bodies and this and that on it, you know, you'll get people saying they're making 170 horsepower on a standard engine and stuff, but who knows? That's what this thing makes. Feels quick, so that's all we want really. It runs good, sounds amazing. So we got to M-Tech, which is in Westbury, Wiltshire. Got the car on the dyno, and every time you would rev the car, it would disconnect itself from the laptop. So Matt changed the ECU just to rule out any faults in the ECU. It was still the same. He said that it could be the spark plugs, because some spark plugs can cause that issue. So we changed the spark plugs out, that didn't do anything. And then, so he said it was probably the coils. So Adam from M-Tech took the coils and leads off of his own car and put them on that, and that completely solved the issue. So there's an issue with the coil packs. But once we got that sorted out, the car really didn't take very long to map at all, because they do so many MX5s there, and obviously he makes the ECU, so the base maps are really close, so it didn't really take him long to get it all set up, and yeah, making some decent power. He did say while he was mapping it that the torque kind of flattened off quite early, and that it could be changed by changing the design of the exhaust or changing the length of the trumpets, because they're quite long trumpets. But when you drive it, it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like it pulls equally all the way up through. It doesn't feel like it sort of tails off at the top. I'm not going to go into trying to like get more power out of it or anything. Quite happy with it like that. It should hopefully be reliable. I've ordered a new set of coil packs and leads, so I'm going to chuck them on and then just try and find somewhere to take it to have a little mess around in it, because obviously all the tracks are shut now until at least middle of March, so there's nowhere, you know, I can't book any track days to go and try it out, so, but I'm going to just try and find somewhere that I can get it out and do some proper donuts. But it was a good day up at M-Tech. If you're needing your car mapped, I'd recommend them. They also do like full throttle body conversions, ECU conversions. They do like motorsport preparation. I'll put a link to their website in the description if you need any of that kind of stuff. They're definitely worth looking at. You've got Motorsport Electronics there as well, who make the ECUs. So I think having someone who actually makes the ECU and maps it for you is always going to be a benefit, because they obviously know it all so well, and that's why, you know, it was a really quick process once we got around the coil pack issue. So yeah, it's all ready for some abuse. Just need to find somewhere we can abuse it. It's going to be it for this one. Cheers for watching. See you on the next one.